All right. We're live. Welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast. 2 idiots, 1 podcast. Now, we're actually in the works, probably going to be changing the name. Big runner right now is going to be Screen Play, and I'm in love with it. Chef wants to put something with Zargnuts in it, which is also a great idea. But anyways, I'm Prime Tony 112. I stream on Twitch, and my co-host over here is Chef.
Hello, also known as Momo J. You can find me streaming on Twitch as well as both of us on TikTok. Most of you probably from Facebook.
Yeah, and feel free to make fun of our beards. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna dive into the topics today. We're looking at James Gunn's big announcements. So right off the rip, we were looking at Screen Rant's article. I'm gonna pull that up and let Jordan go nerd on it. I had it open, but Screen Rant. Jordan, take it away.
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of it regarding the DC Entertainment Universe. Very excited, just because of how much I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. James Gunn done a good job with them. I am very hopeful for what could happen with the DC Entertainment Universe. James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to be the co-CEOs of DC Studios. And basically, they're talking about doing a reboot-ish, in quotes. So they're going to be separate from the movies that have been released thus far, except for a few possibilities. We're going to be stepping away from the world outside our window idea, which is kind of like Marvel's key thing, which is like believing the superheroes could exist, right outside the window.
That's gonna. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that DC is taking the more gods among men approach from what I have seen. So
that's always been like their whole thing in the comics too. It was like Peter Parker, like Spider-Man, right? Is the superhero next door. It's like he's got to pay his rent. He's got to like ruin his relationships in order to be a superhero and shit. Like that's the way Marvel's always approached all their comics. DC's always been the paragon that you should aspire to be, right? Like Superman's like the epitome of male physique and truth and justice. Like they've always been the gods in the pantheon, the unobtainable form. So that's kind of neat. I think it's a good idea for James Gunn.
Absolutely. I think it's also going to really play to their key that makes DC such a good piece of pop culture. So they're going to be playing to their strengths, and that's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah, we did watch that Ezra Miller Flash last week, and I don't think that's actually going to be part of this, which is probably a good thing because he's a dirtbag.
Yeah, but I am also hoping maybe it will explain a sudden shift in the productions, because it won't happen until after Blue Beetle, I think, is when this new reboot-ish is going down.
Well, I
believe
the Flash is already like playing second fiddle to Spider-Man, right? Like Multiverse of Madness. Like they're setting up their like multiversal thing, and DC or Marvel's already done it fucking 4 years ago. So no matter which way you slice it, it's gonna be on Marvel's coattails.
Yeah, exactly. What we do know is it's going to be set up in chapters. A lot of the chapters haven't been really talked about, but chapter 1 has. That's going to be following the name Gods and Monsters. And what we do know is there's going to be a big emphasis on Superman, with I believe what the movie is going to be called Superman Legacy.
Have they cast him?
I don't know if they've cast him yet. I have not heard anything about it. But
so I
really liked Cavill.
I mean, everybody did. I've heard that he's officially out. Like, he's not going to be doing it.
He's not? Okay. Well, we definitely know it's not going to be Affleck.
Well, I mean, he would be Batman, Superman. Jesus.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You're right. I was looking at Batman.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any casting done yet. But Superman Legacy was actually a comic series, and it looks like they're going to be following the same generalized ideas that, most of Superman's story is about him being an alien trying to be a human. And Superman Legacy is more about him like trying to get in touch with his legacy of being a Kryptonian. So, I mean, that'll be a neat, I guess, change for the movies, since we've never actually seen him being a Kryptonian.
Yeah. And another big thing is they're going to be focusing on, like, what you were touching on, the kindness, stuff like that really make the character of Superman.
That's
and the whole, build him up to be,
the whole reason that everybody hated Henry Cavill's Superman, because, like, he can't kill somebody, because if he does kill somebody, he's crossed the line and he's no longer Superman.
Yeah.
So I hope they bring that back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who would you like to see come back as Superman, though?
Dude, I'm terrible with actors' names. The dude on the CW one's not bad. He looks the part. But I don't know. Who's a big, like, solid male physique? I feel like all the women are about Aquaman now.
It's true. Jason Momoa, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
How about we get... Hear me out. I know it's going to sound crazy. How about we get somebody, like, who really stands for kindness in the real world? And I'm talking...
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, dude, that would be... That would be so cool. Keanu Reeves' Superman. Hell yeah. From Superman, we move into their next project, which will be The Authority. Keanu could do Deathstroke. Absolutely. Keanu could do Deathstroke. I would be cool with that, too.
What about Zac Efron? Oh, no, Superman. I got the next Superman. This is it. Michael B. Jordan. 100%.
Oh, dude, I love anything Michael B. Jordan's in, so I would be okay with it. But The Authority...
Nothing about it. Nothing about it.
Me either. I've never even heard of them, but from what I've read, it's supposed to be like the show The Boys meets Suicide Squad. Just a team that goes in and just wrecks shop and gets the job done, kills anything and everything to accomplish the mission. And just from that, I'm about it. I dig it.
I mean, don't you think we're getting a little bit saturated?
Of what? Bad superheroes or evil superheroes?
I mean, superheroes as a joke. Like, that's what I'm worried about with James Gunn jumping in on the DCEU. Is that, like, have you seen Peacemaker?
I haven't.
Oh my god, you need to watch it because it's genuine gold. But, like, if The Authority is another Peacemaker, or like Guardians of the Galaxy or The Boys, or like, Suicide Squad, like, do we really need another one?
Yeah, especially if they're as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is over. We don't need more.
I don't think we need more Guardians of the Galaxy, but we definitely need more good movies to explain different characters to invest in,
What
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I think
we'll see.
It could be good.
What's up, Sneaky?
I honestly can't get enough of The Boys either. I love The Boys. I've also really enjoyed.
I'm gonna go out here and say you need to read The Boys comic book, because if you think Butcher is cool in the show, oh, it's so much more insane in the comic. The Boys is here's another tangent, but the Boys TV show is about like the MCU. It's about comic book movies and like the celebrity of it and all that stuff. The Boys comic is about comic books and like the stereotype of that. So like it's dramatically different.
Huh. See, I love Homelander.
Well, you would like Homelander better in the comics.
The next project we know of will be Batman Brave and the Bold.
Shit about that one either.
Focusing on a Batman and Robin story.
So I don't know shit about Brave and the Bold. I know there was a comic line. I know there was a fucking cartoon. The only thing I know about it is what I read here, and it says that fucking what's his name is going to be Robin, though. That's going to be neat. Damian Wayne.
Yeah, Damian Wayne. Yeah, I'm very excited for Damian Wayne, Robin.
Do you know anything about Damian Wayne? He's a little punk bitch.
A minuscule amount. I think his parents are obviously Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yeah. Talia al Ghul is the mom. But there was no hanky-panky. There was no coitus. You know what I mean? She stole his DNA and self-coitus.
Injectocito. Nice.
Yeah. And then Batman's like, wait a minute. I got all the bad shit of having a kid without the good parts. And she just drops him off, and now he's got to raise a little punk assassin.
See, in my head canon, they did do the hanky-panky because in The Dark Knight Returns, is it Returns?
This is his only reference of all DC is the fucking Dark Knight. Some people just want to watch the world. They did do the
hanky-panky in The Dark Knight, so in my head canon, guess what? Damian Wayne is a full genetic hanky-panky kid.
You're a product of society. If Supergirl is the weird Supergirl from the Flash movie, not about that. Not about it.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to be following the comic.
Now, I'm going to say this. Tom King, great writer. I really like his stuff. His Superman run was fantastic. I did not read the Supergirl Tom King run, but if it's anything like the Superman run, it will be great.
So from what I've heard, the Supergirl show will... I don't know if it's a show or movie. I'm assuming it's going to be a show.
It's a show. It's a show. I looked it up earlier, yeah.
Okay, so the show is going to follow the storyline of her having to watch her entire civilization die, and then her escaping her responsibility in a way when she turns 21 to go on like a drinking bender, and then
which for Kryptonians probably like going to a planet with a yellow sun and just blowing it up. Happy 21st birthday.
But I think that's the thing. She has to wait. From what I've seen, she has to wait till there's a red sun, because I think is that when her power.
No, red suns take them away. Red sun is like that makes them a normal person.
Yeah, so red sun, because it takes it away from her. That way she can get drunk, and that's what she does. She gets drunk, gets into some trouble, and then ends up like having to take on the role of Supergirl when she meets this other girl that wants to get, in a way, revenge. And from that, it's like, going through the character changes of discovering that what it means to be Supergirl, from what I've heard. And from that, I'm excited. It sounds like it could be cool. I'm excited about everything.
Swamp Thing is a really cool character. He's kind of obscure. Not a lot of people know about him nowadays. He's had, and believe it or not, 2 different movie debuts. So there's been 2 Swamp Thing movies. Another one, I'm all for it, though. Yeah. He's a really neat character.
I haven't seen a lot of Swamp Thing. I always hear about him, but I haven't seen a lot of it. I'm excited because they say that this is supposed to be a DC horror film, like how Marvel prefaced that Multiverse of Madness was going to have some horror aspects to it. So if James Gunn can do this, but do it just a little bit better, I'll be very happy with Swamp Thing.
So I don't want. I'm gonna say this. I do not want a James Gunn Swamp Thing movie. Give it to somebody else. James Gunn knows his action movies. He knows his comedy. I don't want him touching a horror movie.
Has he ever done a horror movie?
He might have. And somebody in chat's going to be like, wait a minute, this movie, it's fucking amazing. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't want James Gunn ruining Swamp Thing.
I think if he did give it to someone and gave it to a... How would you feel about Sam Raimi doing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Sam Raimi did Multiverse of Madness. I liked.
There's a little bit too much comedy in there, but I mean,
But I'm gonna chalk that up to Marvel trying to input Marvel stuff.
That's probably true. But Swamp Thing is an incredibly tragic character. So no funny needs to be around him at all.
Yeah.
It's about this scientist who, which they'll probably tell a completely different story, but he falls into this vat of chemicals and then ends up falling into the swamp and becoming one with nature. And the whole thing is he's trying to tell corporations to stop being dirty and douchey and stop polluting the environment. And then they murder him. And he comes back horribly disfigured and deformed. I'm going to pull up some pictures of the Swamp Thing so everybody can understand what I'm talking about. Oh, look how gross he looks. Anyways.
But yeah, no. From what I was seeing on Swamp Thing's backstory, I am very excited for that movie. Is that a movie or a TV show? Have they said?
I think it's a movie.
Okay, good.
Pretty sure it's a movie. Creature Commandos. Man, that sounds an awful lot like Suicide Squad. Or The Boys, maybe.
Creature Commandos? I haven't heard anything about Creature Commandos.
This was the only animated series announced as part of the slate. Gunn has already written 7 episodes of the series. Great, here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy, DC edition. Creature Commandos will center Rick Flag Sr., who is set to appear elsewhere in live action portrayed by his voice actor. Nina Mazursky, Dr. Phosphorus, Eric Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, who is the protagonist, G.I. Robot, and Weasel. Weasel was actually a character in the second Suicide Squad movie. So yeah, this is Suicide Squad, the TV show.
Well, it almost seems like they almost have a lot of those, though.
Followed closely by Suicide Squad, the TV show.
Yes, sir. And then I think after this, Waller gets introduced. I think as a separate standalone media.
Waller is Amanda Waller, right? So that's more Suicide Squad. Gonna triple dip it.
What season of Peacemaker is out right now?
2.
Okay. So it says that Waller's gonna take place between seasons 1 and 2 of Peacemaker.
Doom Patrol is also a show that is worth no one's time.
I've heard people talk really highly about Doom Patrol.
I don't know. We must talk to different people because I've watched it and it's not good. The art direction is amazing. The acting is piss poor.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Well,
I'm not completely sold on the lanterns. We talked about that before. I think that in order to have a realistic Green Lantern, you got to have so much CGI involved that it's just going to make it campy. So I don't know how they're going to make a serious adult Green Lantern show, but they're going to.
How would you feel if it was animated?
I'd be on board. I'd be on board.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I will tell you a very surprising animated show that I loved was the Harley Quinn.
I have not seen it. Actually.
It surprised me how good it was. But I've enjoyed every episode I watched. I don't think I'm up to date on it. just because I've been powering through Star Wars recently.
Tell me
other part of it.
Tell me this. When was the last thing that you watched that you didn't like immensely? Because I remember when you watched the Eternals and you were like, that's not that bad. And then you stopped to think about it and you're like, oh man, that was pretty bad. When was the last thing you were like, you left the theater and you were like, that wasn't good?
Oh man.
I don't think it's happened.
No, there is. So the
this
one
is a man
that comes
of
to
hype.
mind vividly is Michael Clayton. That was
Michael Clayton.
Horrible time for me.
I don't even know what that is.
It's not superhero themed. It's not anything. I'm pretty sure it was George Clooney who was in it. I think.
So anything superhero related, amazing. Got it. Paradise Lost. That's the Wonder Woman show. I don't know how to feel about this. This could be very Game of Thronesy, like it's saying. Could be good, but could be garbage. I've been hearing about the Game of Thrones killer for the better part of 5 years, and we haven't seen it yet. Although, Game of Thrones, Dance of Dragons, pretty good.
See, I need to actually sit down and watch Game of Thrones one day. But
dude,
I did not want to because of how much it was talked about.
All right. Tell you what, you watch it and you make it through season 8 and don't look up anything about it. Uh-huh. And then you fucking call me and I want to make you feel dumb for how much you love it.
You know what my secret is though, Cap?
I love everything.
And I feel dumb about nothing.
Booster Gold seems to be like right up James Gunn's alley. I'm gonna say that.
I'm very excited for Booster Gold.
He's an idiot character with like zero potential, and I don't understand why they're pulling him out. Although Iron Man was a throwaway character before Robert Downey Jr.
Yep. So that's just how quick it can change. I'm really hoping to see. Here's some actors I want to see in the DCEU. Bradley Cooper. I want to see him.
Why? I
know he's in Marvel, but I love Bradley Cooper as a character. I feel like there is.
He's a person. He's not a character.
No, I like him as a character. Like, I just want Bradley Cooper in the DCEU as him.
Look at that beautiful face.
And I would love to see Rachel McAdams somewhere in the DCEU.
Ooh. I'm on board with that. Except for she's already in the MCU.
Oh, she's a throwaway. You're gonna see at some point we're gonna be running out of product here, right? Like there's not enough actors for the amount of comic book characters there are. We got to start double dipping.
Why not? Why? Like why? Why?
Well, first of all, Rachel McAdams is amazing.
Okay, what's your point?
I want her in a movie. That way I can be able to fangirl over her for a legitimate reason.
Okay, what's another actor? I don't know. Who is she going to even play?
Supergirl. Calling it right now.
No.
Yep.
No, I guarantee you it's going to be some unknown actor who's like jacked.
Let's give Amy Schumer a chance. What do we think?
Amy Schumer? Brie Larson. No, Brie Larson.
She does such a great job with Captain Marvel. So.
No Brie Larson.
So after the Booster Gold, we're going to move into James Gunn talking about what else there's going to be in the DCEU. He talks a lot about DC Elseworlds, and these are movies that are going to be made that can be watched separately from having to follow a timeline of the main events like Chapter 1, Chapter 2, etc. So you'll get the Batman movies like Robert Pattinson, however you want to say it, with their Batman trilogy, because that is supposed to be a trilogy. And the Phoenix Joker, you're going to be getting in DC Elseworlds, which will not be tied into the actual chapter worlds that James Gunn is doing.
I believe that's
I'm
called
excited about that.
Joker Folly of Deuce.
Folly of Deuce
is the Folly of Deuce is the the next Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be an Aquaman 2 this year too, isn't there?
My camera's so blurry right now.
Because it doesn't want to focus on your face. Neither do I.
That's fair.
Lady Gaga.
I understand that.
Bro. Rain on me.
Poker face.
Oh, Lady Gaga's going to be in Joker too? No shit.
She's Harley Quinn?
Dude, if it's a musical... And listen, this is my wife, and she doesn't know shit about comic books. But I'm going to look it up. She might be right. It started filming already? No shit.
I hate Joker 2 already.
Listen, musicals are a good thing. You stop it.
But with Lady Gaga? What is it? Is it going to be... what's that
I don't know if you guys can see this, but like, yeah, it's Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, Brendan Gleeson, Zazie Beetz, Catherine Keener, Jacob Laughlin, Harry Lottie. Rated R.
Rated R musical, huh?
Director Todd Phillips.
It's going to be...
Oh, man.
What was that movie with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga?
Oh, fuck, what was it?
It was
Lady Gaga one. Origins. What was that movie called?
Star is Born. It's going to be Star is Born.
Why do you know that, Jake?
Thank you, Jakey. Oh, that would be awesome. Never mind, I'm back on board.
All right. What else did we have on there? We got some more points to go down.
So there's other movies such as Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, and Blue Beetle.
Did anybody watch Shazam 2, by the way?
No.
Shazam 1 was pretty good.
I love Shazam 1.
I did not watch the second one.
But the trailer of Shazam 2 made me afraid to watch it.
You know what made me afraid to watch Shazam 2 was Black Adam.
You didn't like Black Adam?
Nobody liked Black Adam.
I like Black Adam.
And here, chat, this is for all of the audience. This is exactly why I led with. When was the last time you didn't like a movie?
I enjoyed it.
I think it got like a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes can tongue my Zark nuts.
Chef and Artie may be related. Artie will not argue though. Artie is a saint. Artie's one of our friends. But Chef does not apologize. He just doesn't argue. He just says it's amazing and doesn't care why. What were we on? Oh yeah, Black Adam. Terrible movie.
Yeah, great movie, as we were saying.
I want to see what it got on Rotten Tomatoes because like it just didn't look good.
That's fair. Let's check that.
Don't fail me now. Movie tastes
98%. Could you imagine?
Dude, I don't fucking 98.
So it got a 38 on Rotten Tomatoes.
38%.
But I got an 88 among audience score.
Now I'll give you that. Usually the truth is somewhere in the middle. So we'll give it a 48. That's a shit movie. That's
not in the middle. That is definitely not in the middle.
It didn't look good, man. It looked bad. It looked like The Rock fucking overreaching yet again.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining. If a movie can keep me interested throughout the whole thing, then it was worth my time. And at that point, I like it.
All right.
But also, Michael Clayton set the bar really low when I was younger. So I literally fell asleep in that movie, woke up crying because it was still on, and then had to leave.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Black Adam.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sure.
What were the other movies? We got Aquaman 2's coming this year, right? What was another one that was this year? I feel like
Blue Beetle, I believe, is this year, right?
No, I think that's 2024, isn't it?
Is it?
Man, it's almost like we should have done our fucking homework. Blue Beetles. Nope, it's 8/18.
In 2023.
Yep.
8/18. Looks like we should have done our homework.
You didn't know either, you jackass.
I said 20. I said this year.
This movie looks like DC trying to steal Iron Man. I mean, Blue Beetle is like a shit character, anyways. And all of these Hispanic community is gonna fucking come at me now, but he's not a very good character.
But like you said, Iron Man was also a throwaway character.
That's true. And for the most part, Cord Industries is where Blue Beetle gets a suit. And like some continuities, it's a different guy, which I can't remember his name, but I know he's a Hispanic guy. And he's like super trans-dimensional magic stuff. It's like one version he's Iron Man, one version he's Doctor Strange. So who knows what they're going to do.
Nice. I like that. Just go ahead and throw away two characters, make them into one. That's a good one.
But, could be good.
I was a fan of Aquaman. I know that you said you weren't, but Aquaman hit home to me.
Dude, it had a octopus playing the drums underwater.
That's fine.
That's it. If you were to define a bad movie, that's in the criteria.
Look, an octopus could be above water working as a prostitute for all I care. Aquaman was a good movie.
It wasn't a good movie.
Point blank. It was great.
Really? What was the main villain's name?
The Black Ray or something like that, right? Manta Ray?
It was the Black Manta, dude. I'm impressed that you remember that. Yeah. That movie was so entirely forgettable. What was what's shits on the bed lady's character's name? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I want to say it starts with an A, but
if you don't know it immediately, it was a forgettable movie. This is my point. It was senseless action. I can tell
you everything else that was actually.
Oh, we had a chat come through.
Pivotal in that movie. The takeaways that I got from the movie were really good.
That movie was worth watching, but not worth watching twice.
I'll agree with that. There's not a lot of movies that get my watch twice approval. I think that's where you and I differ. Your good movie is my watch twice movie.
Absolutely. 100%. My wife's bitching about how she's got a horrible taste in movies too. And defending Jordan. You remember who you're fucking married to?
I'm sorry you're married to someone who's wrong all the time, Amory. So some questions I had, knowing all of like how the DCEU is going to move on. What's going to happen to the actors that are already in there? Are they going to turn into the Elseworlds, or some of them getting kept for the chapters? So from my research I've done so far, we do know Gal Gadot has been contacted about joining the James Gunn DC canon, returning as Wonder Woman.
You know why?
Because she's perfect for the role?
No, because she's the only one with a legitimately good movie out of the whole bunch of them.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this. The last Wonder Woman movie I did not enjoy.
No, the last Wonder Woman movie was pure and utter garbage. But you go back to Wonder Woman #1, that's literally Captain America. They tell the same story, but it's awesome. It's fantastic. The only blemish that there was in the first one was that weird Ares like fucking CGI face. You got like a 70-year-old man in this ripped body. You're like, oh, this really. That was the only bad part.
That was my favorite part. That's actually what made it a great movie for me. So,
we had a chat come through. Jakey says that James Gunn said she wasn't coming back. I hope she does. I
hope she does too.
I will take her.
If that is the case,
I will take her flat ass back into the DCEU at any moment.
Yeah, agreed. Shazam was the next one.
Really? They're gonna bring him back? Like, just let him go.
Well, no, actually, James Gunn stated that Shazam's gonna be in the Elseworlds. So it's just gonna be one of those movies that gets worked on. Comes out whenever. Dude,
the backstory of Shazam, like real world backstory, not like comic book backstory, was like all that was a pissing match between Marvel and DC because they named him like Mr. Marvel, I think, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And like Marvel was like, fuck that, you can't do that. So they named a character Mr. Marvel, and then like for a brief period they owned the rights to Shazam until DC changed his name to Shazam.
See, that's even better.
So like he's a shit character. He's just a Superman foil, because like Superman, everybody knows, was the very first comic book character. So they made him as just like, we'll capture some of that audience, right? And then it was just a pissing match for 40 years on who actually owned him.
Yeah.
And he got his own fucking movie for some stupid reason, which the first one was pretty good. I'll agree to that. I liked it.
Taking the Shazam, if that's the case, they came up with a good secondary reason of why he's called Shazam.
Well, no, that was part of it. That's always been part of it.
Really?
Yeah, he's got to yell Shazam to like get his powers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like his name wasn't Shazam. That's relatively new. I think that was from the 90s, either 80s or 90s. Relatively new. Dating myself here.
I appreciate Shazam more than Mr. Marvel.
I forget what his name is. I might look that up.
Sounds as stupid as Miss Marvel. Beyond the point.
Captain Marvel's pretty bad. Brie Larson's we're on the internet. Moving on. So, what other movies have we got here? What's GOTG 3? Guardians of the Galaxy. Gotcha. No, we already said Aquaman. Fuck Aquaman. Who cares?
No, that's not true. We haven't said it. Aquaman has been approved for a third movie. That causes some speculation that Aquaman will be part of the DCEU.
Why?
With James Gunn. Yes.
Why? Why do we need another?
Because it got an 88% audience score. That's why.
Aquaman sucks.
But to make you a little bit happier, Tony, Blue Beetle might not be in the DCEU.
Why would that make me happy?
Because you don't like Blue Beetle, apparently.
No, it's not that I don't like Blue Beetle. He's just like, he's a weird character.
Second one was done filming, right? I believe so, Jakey.
So we had
talking about Aquaman.
Chat come in. Jakey was asking if the second film was done, and yes, it is 100% done. They had to they went back in and did a bunch of reshoots where they cut out a ton of Amber Heard's character and minimized her role as much as possible. She will not be returning in any other movies. I know that for sure. I can watch another Aquaman. It was okay.
Yeah.
I don't need a ton of Aquaman in my life.
Yeah. I don't need Aquaman to become the Iron Man for DCEU.
He can't be.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
his power is he talks to fish.
I think Tony might like Aquaman as long as there's not an octopus playing drums.
That's going to be established. Huge jump up in quality. Yeah. Huge. Yeah. Like, we're talking leaps and bounds. That's a full 10% on the tomato meter.
Mm-hmm. But me personally, I hope there's a scene in Aquaman where octopus are playing in a full band, like a cantina in Star Wars. So
then go watch Star Wars.
But there's not octopus in that one, so
there is.
There's the bartender. Not octopuses, octopus eyes,
octopi. Jesus Christ! All right. Speaking of, we were talking about starting the EU. It's got to start with Superman. Has to. He's like literally the linchpin of all of DC, so he has to be the beginning of it. I could see an argument being made about starting off with Batman, but like Superman's like the hope that everybody wants. Who do you want for the new Superman? Amory's asking. We talked about that earlier. You just didn't watch the podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
We decided on Will Ferrell, Amory, for a new Superman.
No, we didn't. It was what's his name? Facial hair.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is a good choice.
Yeah, Jakey, chat came through. Jakey saying that the Flash movie was going to restart at the beginning of the DCEU. It's possible. I mean, we don't know, but I hadn't heard that. But
that's what I'm hoping.
It could happen.
I'm hoping that's what happens is like the Flashpoint event happens, and we basically that explains this sudden shift.
Well, it's confirmed that it is a Flashpoint, but how much they've bumbled everything else when it comes to the Flash, like they'll probably screw it up. To be honest, where's the Reverse Flash? He's not in the trailer at all. If he didn't show up in the movie at all, what the fuck?
Well, how do you feel about the actor from the Flash TV show?
Grant Gustafson?
Sure.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. I like him.
I was upset when I didn't see him.
He takes on a lot of the... Well, he's written really well in the show. Because, like...
So he couldn't show up in the movies.
Yeah, right. No, he was written really well in the shows because like Barry Allen is yeah. Let's just ignore that chat. Barry Allen always he's kind of like Spider-Man. Like he takes on the weight of the world on his shoulders, and like he feels like he has to do more, and he has to run faster so they can save everybody and make sure everybody's happy, right? Mm-hmm. Ezra Miller is actually not that at all. He's more like the second Flash. Well, what's his name? Oh, Jakey, tell me, who's the second Flash? I know that Jordan is not going to know that.
John Stewart.
That is a Green Lantern, and he's like the fucking 15th. Wally West.
Jakey said Ezra Miller.
No, Ezra Miller. Thanks, Jakey. Wally West. He's more like Wally West. Wally West is like... He was the first Kid Flash, and he's like this bumbling idiot, and he likes to make jokes, and he's like a ladies' man and all this shit. Mm-hmm. Ezra Miller Flash is much more like Wally West than ever Barry Allen. So that's where I think the show is really taking the cake there.
Yeah. Are you hoping to see a Barry Allen in the new DCEU?
I mean, I'd love to see a different Flash. I really don't like Ezra Miller. When he's running, he's like flicking his fingers out and shit. I think it looks dumb as hell.
What are some characters you'd like to see, or villains you'd like to see come into the DCEU?
They've already got all the big villains. Brainiac might be cool from a Superman tie-in from Krypton kind of thing. Brainiac might be neat.
They have talked about that.
I think it would be neat to have a Martian Manhunter be a bad guy and then bring him into the fold as a good guy. I think that'd be a compelling story.
I'd like that too. That'd be nice.
What is that? Who's the fucking fear guy? Mephisto or something like that? Starts with with an M, and it's not Mephisto.
Not Mephisto. Because that's Marvel, right?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is he?
He's the Ring of Fear. It's a yellow fucking deal. It's a yellow ring from Green Lantern. I can't fucking remember his name, but Sinestro.
Oh yeah, Sinestro. Okay.
He'd be cool. I don't know. Batman's already got like a lot of really good villains. Oh, you know who would be cool though? For the Sparkle guy, Robert Pattinson, Calendar Man. That would be.
I've never even heard of him.
So Calendar Man is a guy who like scratches like the dates of the murders that he commits. He's a serial killer, and that would be kind of cool. I'd like to see that.
That'd be nice. What about Lobo? What's your thoughts on that?
No.
Why not?
No Lobo. Because I mean, we have so many of those characters already. Peacemaker.
See,
everybody in Suicide Squad is pretty much the same thing. Hell, Jason Momoa Aquaman's kind of Lobo already. No Lobo. No Lobo.
That's a low blow for Lobo. I'd love to see a Green Arrow movie come in.
Yeah, I mean, they've already got a Batman.
Yeah, but I want Green Arrow. We need Hawkeye, right, for DC.
But I mean, you were talking about villains, not.
I was talking about any character.
No, you said villains.
Fine, make Green Arrow a villain. I don't care. Just give me a green suited fucking bow and arrow guy in the movie.
Yeah. Lobo is a super lame, fucking super grungy alien bounty hunter from the 90s. You know how like comics, well, maybe, but comics in the 90s, they were full of guys who wore like 3 belts and no shirt and like 2 bandoliers and like big ass hair. And they rode motorcycle shaped spaceship things. That's Lobo. I honestly don't know a shitload about his backstory because like they never go into it. He's just like this comedic character who comes in like a biker. So my vote is no on Lobo. I could get behind a Green Lantern movie, but I feel like that character's kind of been used up a little bit. I think they should give him some time, maybe 5 years before they throw that in. The Atom might be cool, but that's going to play right off of Ant-Man, so there's going to be some give and take there.
Was Adam? What was the character's name in Black Adam?
I don't know. The
guy
Atom
who was
is
basically
what I was
Ant-Man.
about.
I thought, was that?
Oh, he was in. He was in that.
I think so. I think it was Adam.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it, so.
Oh, okay. Well, if you do, you need to let me know what you think of the character that plays him. I like that character.
All right.
I like the actual actor, but
Swamp Thing's coming in. Swamp Thing's one of my very favorite characters in DC. So I like him. What about Steel? He might be neat. Now would be a really good time to introduce him. I think like culturally it might be of significance.
I would love to see some Raven for sure.
Are we just gonna skip over Steel?
I don't know. I don't even know who Steel is. Who's Steel? Give me some Steel knowledge.
He's Black Iron Man.
So
he's black. Look at Google him.
Iron Patriot.
He's this black guy who works in Detroit who makes a suit of armor with the S because Superman dies in the 90s, right? And there's a ton of replacements that come out who aren't Superman, but they call themselves Superman to like fill in the power void, right? One of them was Steel.
Does he carry a sledgehammer?
Yes, he does. Yep.
His biggest superpower?
He's incredibly intelligent. Incredibly he's black. He's Black Iron Man. Like genuinely, he's a great character. I would like to see him. That'd be neat.
Ma'am, you need some help pitching that tent?
Here, hold my Zarg nuts.
I would love to see Raven, though. I don't think we should skip over that. I would love to see some Raven stuff.
No. Keep that animated. Keep it in the kids.
Absolutely not. Give me Raven.
I don't want to see adult Raven. Although her dad would make a cool villain because he's very horrific.
Well, if you bring her dad in, you've definitely got to bring Raven in, right?
No. Make a useless cameo.
You've already got a Robin in there, but to be fair, it's Damian, not Tim.
Did you not watch Titans?
I'm actually watching Titans right now.
Well, Raven's in it. She sucks.
I know. Well, she does. So far.
She didn't get better.
Oh, that sucks.
Look, that show was kind of like, I don't know, the first half of it, I was like, this show's awesome. The second half of it, I was like, what happened? And the costumes just keep getting worse. And the story just keeps getting weirder. I haven't watched...
That's not true.
I haven't watched the second season yet. Nightwing's costume looked terrible. Terrible. No. All right. Hold on. All right. We're gonna have to go to chat for this one. This man's torso goes from his neck to his fucking knees. Like, he looks terrible.
It's pretty impressive. Torso. They call me neck to knees torso.
They call me knees toe. Oh my god. There we go. I might have to change to the other scene. Oh my god, it won't zoom in. Look at how fucking bad that is. It just keeps getting smaller. Look at how long that is. Like, his dick is here, but somehow the bottom of it's down here. It's terrible. He looks terrible, Jordan.
Smash, for sure.
That does not look good. Worst costume ever. His Robin costume, though, looked legit.
I liked Robin. I would love to see Starfire. I'd like to just see Titans. I would just like to see.
You got him right now.
No, give me something that's not cheesy to watch. Raven ruins the show for me right now.
Look at that. Look at that costume. Look at that Robin costume. Like that's legit. Good. Yeah, that's real good.
Until the other kid comes in and takes over Robin, then I go.
Yeah, and then you're like, ooh, I don't know about that. He's got a lot of lip.
Yeah. He does. Makes you wonder how he got Robin.
All right.
I'd also like to see some Beast Boy.
Now, Beast Boy, I feel like we haven't seen a good iteration of Beast Boy yet, and I agree with you on that. Beast Boy would be cool.
And for my final one, give me Alfred, superhero, or villain. Either one. I'm cool with either.
Pennyworth. It's already been done. It's already.
I don't know that.
It's already a series. It's already a thing.
I don't know that. I want it to be a series right now.
It is. It's called Pennyworth.
No, right in the DCEU. Give it to me.
I'm sorry. I'm running out of ways of saying this. It is. We need a 2019, 3 seasons. Pennyworth.
Did you watch it?
Absolutely not. It looks terrible.
Okay, then I'll probably like it.
You might like it. It might actually be good. It's got a 66 on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean,
what's the audience score? That's what I go off of.
I don't know. 91. 91.
Wow.
Yeah, man. There was a really cool series back in the day, and I say back in the day, but it was like 2017, I think. But this guy came out. It was Two-Face. The Two-Face got out of jail and was like, "I'm gonna give everybody $1 billion if you kill Batman." And like everybody and their brother rushes at Batman trying to kill him, right? And even fucking Alfred tries to kill him. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I dig that. Well, again, I am excited for the DCEU as long as they don't make it a joke. I agree with you on that aspect. Don't make it just all Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Yeah.
Give us that individual DC charm with the mix of good and bad, and I will love it no matter what. But whether Tony will, who knows?
Listen, it's not that I don't like these things. I think it's just that I have a higher... I don't know how to put this. I don't want to seem derogatory, but I expect more. 60% to me, that's a movie I'll watch. That's not a great movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't worry. It's not derogatory. I feel bad because people just don't enjoy things like me. I live a good life.
Oh, did you ever watch Brightburn? Dude, I didn't know. I didn't know James Gunn did Brightburn. Brightburn is like a legitimately fantastic superhero horror movie.
Did he really?
Yeah. I looked up his filmography. We should do a watch along with that one because that is.
I would love to. I have not seen Brightburn, but I've always wanted to.
He did Slither. Slither was okay.
Never heard of her.
And he did a Dawn of the Dead, but Dawn of the Deads are always more comedy than they are scary. Yeah, dude. Brightburn. Fantastic.
And who knows? Movie. Maybe Swamp Thing could have some success if he does it.
Maybe. All right, well, we're gonna wrap up there. We were tooling around with like some outros and stuff, but I don't really know what to do exactly. But like, I'm just gonna say follow me on Twitter and all socials at PrimeTony112, and you can follow Momo J at the same thing, except for I think he's got a bunch of zeros and dumb shit in his name. What is it?
Yeah, Momo J, all capital, M0J. Just look at Tony's page, and then you'll see me tagged in all of his stuff. You can follow me from there.
All right.
That's probably the easiest way right now.
Okay, guys. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was going to preface, next week's episode is going to be all video game topics. So,
yeah, boy.
That you want to hear about, and we'll be sure to include them. Also, shout out to our sponsors, possibly Ferrari, possibly Porsche, and possibly Foodie.
Yeah, we actually do have a sponsor yet for this for the stream, but I haven't gotten the goods in yet. So hopefully next week we'll get them in and we can start getting them in the chat. Thanks a lot, guys. Have fun, and we'll see you next week.